All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Wednesday. We've got 8 NBA games, got a decent amount of college games, so going to give you plays for both. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys want to see the bet tracker, link is down below. You can see all the bets I'm placing. If you want to join the Discord, link is also down below, completely free. Did not put out a video yesterday, but did put out some plays in the Discord. Good day. Gave out 10 plays. We went 7 and 3. So nice little positive unit day. Let's talk through these NBA games. Get you guys on your way. So first game is going to be the Heat and the Cavs. Cavs got down real quick last night against the Bulls, who were playing basically a G League roster. But Cavs at home. Minus 10.5 is a little steep, especially after the way they kind of started last night. Now, it all worked out, and it finished quite well for them, but 10.5 against this Heat team, I don't love it. That said, there's a decent amount of injuries, and I don't love their lineup. Mobley's back for the Cavs, so lean Cavs minus 10.5, over-under of 227.5. I would lean towards the under. That's pretty high for a Heat game. Trailblazers and the Celtics next on the card. A lot of injuries, man. So really hard to handicap this game because we've got Brown, we got Tate. I mean, everybody's a game time decision on the Celtics side. Porzingis probably not going to play, so Horford should be the center if he plays. Might have Pritchard out there, so just a lot of unknown variables. And the Trailblazers have been playing really good basketball if you've been watching. So slight lean Trailblazers plus 10.5, over under of 225.5. I think that's pretty appropriate. I would lean towards the under. Timberwolves and the Hornets. Next game on the card, we see T-Wolves minus 8.5, coming off a pretty good last game. At least the way they looked anyway. I thought they looked pretty good, and they dominated Phoenix in pretty dominant fashion. Edwards was just kind of having his way. Going up against the Hornets. Hornets should have their normal lineup here at home. That said, man, it's a kind of a bad matchup. But there are two plays I really do like in this game. I would lean T-Wolves minus 8.5. Next game, Jazz and the Wizards. Jazz going to be without Markkanen, without Collins, without Kessler. I mean, this is just two teams that are tanking at this point. So it's who wants it the least. I would say the Wizards. Give me the Wizards minus 4.5. I just don't like the lineup that they're going to be rolling out for the Jazz with Sensabaugh and Filipowski, and Collier's not been playing great. So I would lean Wizards, but man, what a terrible game. Mavericks and the Bucks. Kyrie out for the season with the ACL tear. That sucks, man. GG. Bucks minus 10.5. I just really, as long as Giannis and Lillard play, their game time decisions. Again, gotta wait and see. There's a decent amount of props that I think are playable in this game, but we gotta know the injuries. So lean minus 10.5, but again, gotta wait for the injuries. Kings and the Nuggets. Sabonis is still out. Nugs minus 5.5 at home is pretty juicy considering their starting lineup should be playing tonight. I think Aaron Gordon might be a game time decision, but other than that, I don't really know how you don't go Nuggets minus 5.5 here. Over under of 237.5, a slight lean towards the under there. Thunder and the Grizz, definitely the game of the night in terms of pace. All right, I got a cough. All right, so definitely game an under in terms of 250.5. Thunder minus 9.5 would be my lean in this one. They've just been playing really good. Now, that said, 9.5 against the Grizz is a decent amount. Ja's a game time decision, so need to see if he plays. A lean I had in this game, but I didn't take it. It would be Faden Desmond Bane. I know he's been on fire, but 23.5 is a lot of points for him. And the Grizz are used to a high over-under, and yeah, he's not over that in many games. I want to say he's over it in 4 of his last 30 with Ja in the lineup. So could be a spot to fade him, although he's gone over his past 2 games. So be playing with fire a little bit. Last game on the card is going to be the Pistons and the Clippers. Clippers coming off a pretty bad loss last night. That looked like they were going to rout Phoenix, and then Phoenix went on a fourth quarter epic run and ended up winning somehow. That was bad. That said, one of the plays I gave out yesterday was Zubac over his PRA, and he just absolutely smashed that line. that was easy money. Pistons minus a 4.5. I think this is a good bounce back spot for the Clippers. My only concern, no Norman Powell, no Kawhi Leonard. So I really can't get behind that. But I really don't see the Clippers losing two in a row either. So give me the Clippers plus 4.5. I think they just keep it close. I think the way I kind of see this, they're going to work the ball down low to Zubac, and Jalen Duran's going to do what Jalen Duran does, and that's foul, and foul a lot. So we do have him on the card today. All right, let's get in the card, get you guys on your way today on March 5th. So here is the card. First play is going to be Mark Williams over 10.5 rebounds. Just too good of a spot here. He's been killing it on the boards. We saw him go over against Golden State. It doesn't matter, blowout or keeps it tight. He just tends to kill this line. Nurkic is technically a game time decision. Love it even more if Nurkic's out. This jumps to 11.5. But he's over this in 4 straight. Minnesota 26th in rebounds to centers over the last 15 games. Obviously, no Rudy Gobert underneath, so that does play a factor. Next one, staying in that game, I'm going to take LaMelo over his points. A little scary because it's LaMelo. But that said, if we just look at his last 11 home games, he's over this in 9. He has a bad matchup to get threes, but I think he's still going to be able to get his shots off on the pick and roll type of deals. I think he'll still find avenues to get this done. Denny Advidia. We've been playing this guy a lot, and it's been cashing. I like his over 3.5 assists. I mean, you could go points. You could go points plus assists. You could go PRA. I think you can pretty much take any avenue here. I'm just going to focus on his assist. If we look at Boston, they're 24th in assists to the small forward position, and he's over this in 7 of his last 10 games. So I love the hit rate. I think we're getting good odds for it. But like I said, if you want to take PRA or PR, PA, I think it's an option. I just don't want to trust him to get points against Boston. Next play is going to be Al Horford staying in that game under 7.5 rebounds. Kristaps being out really doesn't have a huge hit rate. He's under this in 4 of his last 22 games without Kristaps. So we don't have good hit rate to play this. Take the over. And then Portland is 17th in rebounds to centers over the last 15 games. So very mid. They're kind of right there in the middle. I just don't think Horford just explodes tonight. He could, but I don't think he does. Next play, we're going to do Spencer Dinwiddie. This is a plus money play. Under 5.5 assists at plus 120. He is under this in 8 straight games, and he's expected to play 30-some minutes. So when he's playing 30-plus minutes against a team that is top 10 in fewest assists allowed, he's under this in 8 straight. So I like this spot tonight to fade him. Next play, we're going to take Shea over 31.5 points. He's over this in 17 of his last 30. He's missed this a decent amount, but he's hooked because they've been blowing teams out. So he really hasn't had to shoot in the 4th quarter. But I think he's going to have to play all 4 quarters tonight. So I love this spot. It is a mid matchup, but my God, we've got an over-under of 250, and we know Shea loves to shoot. So we're going to take Shea over tonight. You could also do his points plus assists. His assist line was at 6.5, but he does have a great assist matchup. I just think he's going to be a little selfish tonight. So I'm just going to go strictly points. And then final play in the NBA, Jalen Duran under 27.5 PRA. He's going up against Zubac. I expect him to do what he does, and that's really stupid fouls. Zubac, I think, is going to score some points. He scored some points last night. I think he only missed 2 or 3 shots. Like, he was very efficient. If we look at the Clippers, they just play centers hard. They're 7th in terms of fewest amount of points, 7th in terms of fewest amount of rebounds, 4th in fewest amount of assists. So they've been able to shut centers down over the last 15 games. And I'm just banking on Duran to be the idiot that he is. Like I said, another lean I had was Desmond Bane under 23.5 points, only over this line in 4 of 30 with Ja. My issue is Ja is questionable. So not one I want to necessarily put money on, but I will say if Ja plays, this probably goes down maybe 22.5. It's not going to be a huge jump. But if we look at OKC, the only reason that it kind of deterred me, over the last 15 games, they have given up the most points to the shooting guard position. But I think he'll have Dort on him, and I think Dort should be able to shut him down. That's just my guess. All right, let's get into some college plays here. We're going to go Kansas State plus 9.5 versus Cincy. I think it's just too much for a Cincy team. We've got a low over-under. Kansas State hasn't been the greatest team lately. I'll give you that. But I do think 9.5 is just a little too much. I've got this at 7.5. Next one's going to be Gardner-Webb minus a 5.5 versus SC Upstate. I just like the way Gardner-Webb plays, especially when they're at home. So I do think they have a nice advantage here. They've been very efficient shooting the ball at home. So I do think they pulled this out by, somewhere. I've got it at about 7.3. So we got a slight edge there. Next one, we're going to do Missouri -4 versus Oklahoma. Now they're on the road. I think that's why we're seeing this -4. And Oklahoma's been hanging tight with some teams, but I just think Missouri, the pace that they're going to be playing in, is just going to be a little too much for Oklahoma. So I do like this spot for them. And then next one, Florida, Alabama, definitely game of the night. I do like the under 178.5. I think we've seen Alabama as of late sometimes get off to these slow starts. I think Florida does too. It's an SEC game. I think we should see somewhat of okay defense, at least probably in the first 10 minutes of the game. After that, they probably uncork and it loosens up a little bit. But I do like the under 178.5 full game. I don't mind the first half under as well, but just going to go full game. And then last play on the card, we're going to go Tennessee -3 versus Mississippi. I think this line is just a little off. I've got this Tennessee winning by 5. So we've got some edges there. So those are the plays, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Join the Discord, absolutely free. A link is down below. We've got baseball coming up in less than 2 weeks. We've got the Tokyo series. So we've got the Dodgers traveling to Tokyo. So we'll have 2 games. I want to say that is March 18th and 19th. And then we'll have a little bit of a lull before the actual MLB regular season goes. But stoked, man. Stoked for the MLB. We're going to crush it this year. Yeah, can't wait. All right. Good luck today, guys. Catch you in the next video.